Oh shit, Rebecca's grandpop was in the trenches, man. Looked like Ricky was King Riku in disguise. Ricky, Riku, whatever. And he did a lot of charity work back in his day. Because the other king, King Megaton One Punch, God King, used to, get help from him all the time. And they found out that he used to do a whole lot of work for everybody. He was helping everybody's asses out. Some of the guys that was in there, some of the prisoners, they knew Joker's asses was starting wars. Then he'll sell some, I don't know how he did it, but he'll start some wars. Then turn around and sell the weapons to the people. Some of the people, one side of the war. Now, here's the crazy part. They said, we don't know where he's getting the weapons from. Fucking Punk Hazard. That Caesar's been making them weapons for the motherfucker so that he can start fucking countries up so he can get paid. Now, even though King Riku was a good king, real good, everybody liked him. You seen everybody was bound to him and whatnot. He fucked up at some point. He did something wrong, right? And that's just like some fucking humans, man. Everybody was like, we don't like that guy. He nah. You do 99 fucking good things to help these low lives, and you don't do that one thing, or you fuck up one time, all that shit's out the door. They don't care nothing about that. They forgot all about that. You helped a whole country out for a lifetime. You made one mistake. Your ass is through. We hate you now. And the dude even said that. He said you used to help in the past. And the guy said, yeah, but he fucked up. So now we don't care anymore. One of the guys in there said that. That's just like some fucking humans. I think Oda played that out perfect because a lot of people do that. I could help, and that happened to me in my personal life. I help a motherfucker 9 times, then he'll ask for a 10th favor, and I said, I can't do that favor. Next thing, I'm the worst person in the fucking world. I hate that shit. But anyway, that dude, the Fishman guy, he got somebody on the outside, I believe, or was he outside? I think he was on the inside, inside the junk place or whatever. And he was calling. He had a Dim Dim Mushi on him. He's calling somebody. So maybe whoever he's calling can help get him out. Out of nowhere, Chinjao's grandson gets snatched and turned into a toy. Now, what happens is there's holes in the roof, and the guy, he's got some kind of weird power where he uses snots. And he grabbed the dude and pulled him up through the little hole and turned him into a toy. And for some reason, when you get turned into a toy, you can't control yourself. You got to do whatever he says. Back at the flower field, the dwarves let the Straw Hats in on, all the shit that went down in the past. The story was kind of, dry. I mean, it had something. I mean, it was decent, but it didn't really excite me because there was only a couple things that happened. The Don Quixotes, they controlled it for 100 years. They controlled it like 900 years ago up until 800 years ago. There was a voice entry. What I don't understand is they got all this information on everything but the voice entry. How they must have had an infiltrator in the dwarf squad because the dwarves have everything, everything's documented down except for that voice entry. How come they can document everything down, but then they don't have the voice entry? If they document everything, I would think they would have the voice entry. So they must have had a traitor in their midst. Dwarf D something, whatever the dude name. But anyway, that happened. Then 800 years ago, Rebecca's family took over the Matals or whatever, the Montreals or whatever they called, the Matayos or whatever. I can't remember their names. Whatever, they took over, and they said that these guys was great. They helped, the Don Quixote, before that, he took over and turned the dwarves into slaves. Now, when took over, he had a peaceful kingdom where he let basically the dwarves become borrowers, where they come in and steal whatever they wanted, which I think was kind of fucked up. I think he should have let them have certain things, but he just let them rape the fucking country, but it was alright, but he was a fair king. It was fair enough. The people didn't mind it too much. So, alright. Anyway, he got taken out. One of the, Riku, with King Riku, whatever. He's one of the ancestors. Not ancestors, ancestors. No, descendants. Yeah, descendant, my bad. Descendants of that guy. And he got taken over by Doflamingo. So now Don Quixotes are back. Now, if you look at that fucking panel they got with Don Quixote, the first Don Quixote, or supposedly the first Don Quixote, this motherfucker look like Blackbeard. Don't he? Look at his shape. This motherfucker look like Blackbeard. I'm going to talk about that later on, but that motherfucker look like Blackbeard. finally at the end we found out Soldier is Rebecca's real pop. Like her real pop. Like she thought that, you know, her dad got killed or whatever. And Soldier was her stepdad. But this is her real pops right here. But anyway, I was going to give this chapter a 3. I'm going to give it a 3.5 because of that Blackbeard thing. Now, because the reason why is because this chapter it didn't really, you know, do a whole lot. You know, they slow walking it. And we want to get to this good shit. So I was like, you know what? The chapter on its own really ain't that bad. But at the same time, we want to get to the good shit. But then when they did that little flashback and they showed Don Quixote, that got, I think that's a cause for a lot of conversation. Why? Because this motherfucker looked like Blackbeard. So what I thought was, damn, Don Quixote's the D's. What if the fucking D's are the, you know, are used to be the Don Quixotes and like Luffy is Doflamingo's cousin and don't know it from way back? Think about it, D. What if the family split in two? The original, you know, D's, Don Quixote were the evil ones. They kept their names. Then the other ones said, you know what, we're going to call ourselves D. You know, that way we know who's part of this family and they went to war or whatever. Or maybe the Don Quixotes turned, you know, they was turning people into slaves. And look, Blackbeard looks just like this motherfucker. So he probably, and look, Blackbeard's the only evil D that we know of. The only one. This dude, Don Quixote, was probably Marshal Don Quixote. Or Don Quixote Marshal, whatever. You see what I'm saying? But how come he's the only evil one? He probably direct descendant of fucking Don Quixote. And what you call him? What's my man name? And Doflamingo's his cousin and don't even know it. But anyway, what if the Don Quixotes had some slaves? And you know how they do with slaves. Your name's Toby. That type of shit. And they turned it, they said your name from now on is going to be Don Quixote. Now they had this slaves for maybe 100 years. Then the slaves rebelled. And they called themselves, instead of, you know, changing the, you know, last name from Don Quixote, they said, you know what, we're going to call ourselves the D's. And then they split up to different families. Now you got Monkey D, such and such, does such and such D, such and... You see what I'm saying? What if they are the D's? They were the slaves of the Don Quixote. But I think that little panel just gave, you know, a little bit more insight into Doflamingo and the D's and whatnot and other speculation. So that's why I gave it a 3.5 instead of a 3. But go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know what you think. If you like the video, go ahead and click that like button and subscribe. And the man Manga Means More. Do you think the D's have anything to do with the Don Quixotes?